so beautiful, and I tell her every day.
Now, what are you saying? Welcome back to my channel. I am Serene, and I know I've been missing forever, but anyways, I haven't been on here for a while. I have felt very unmotivated, but listen, I have been watching the new series of Married at First Sight season 12, and you know, after each season I usually have like one joint like review of everything that's happening, but the rubbish that has been happening in this season, I feel like I'm kind of started late, but I'll be doing like weekly reviews, or at least I'll try to do weekly reviews, because listen, I have so much to say and I don't think I can actually say it at the end of everything because there's so much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick run through of each couple thus far, and then I'll discuss episode 6 was yesterday. Episode 6 was yesterday. So we have, I'm gonna start with the people I don't have much to say anything about. So we have Haley and Jacob. My man needs to eat vegetables. He needs to just change his diet completely. Haley is a beautiful girl. Like, I think she's gorgeous, and she's matched with this guy that literally eats steak and eggs. And I am not convinced she likes him. I think he likes her, but he's almost 40. He likes anything at this point because he's been single for so long and he can't find anyone to vibe with him. Like, he has a very quirky, like 80s type style, but it's just not for everyone, let's be honest. But he needs to eat more. He needs to eat more, but I'm not going into why he needs to eat more because this episode just revealed a lot. But he needs to eat more. Like, he literally only eats eggs and steak. And oh my gosh, like, all I can think about, every time I think about him, it makes me want to throw up because I'm like, there's maggots in his body. That's my thought process around this, because I'm just like, no vegetables, no fruits, no carbs, just fat, grease, and protein. That's not good. Then we have Clara and Ryan. For the longest while, I could not remember his name. I was trying to take notes and I was just like, what's that dude's name? But Clara and Ryan. Ryan is an old young man. Like, he is so set in his ways and the things that he does. And I just don't understand how old he is. Like, he's like an old soul, like very routine and just settled already for somebody so young. And Clara is like a flight attendant. So there's nothing routine or settled about her lifestyle from the jump. They have a lot of like differences, in my opinion, differences that I feel like most people don't get over, like raising kids in the church, just religion and like tidiness and all that jazz. Like, and she talks too much. She talks too much. Definitely talks too much. But other than that, I think they're like, if they can compromise, I think they can work. It's possible. But I think it'll be a lot of compromising done on either party's side, and I'm not too sure either of them are ready for that. Ryan has never told anyone he loves them, so I don't know how we jump from never saying I love you to let's just get married to a stranger. I hope everyone understands the premise of the show. So you get married to a stranger that experts pick out for you. So yeah, I don't understand his build up to this. But we'll see as the season continues. There's not much to say. She talks a lot, but just about nothing, and he never speaks. So there's not much to really disclose about their relationship. I just know that I could see the impending issues that they could have, and I don't know if either one of them will be willing to compromise. I do think there was an episode once where Clara was just like, she doesn't think Ryan understands how serious it is to have someone invade on your space or like come and live with you. And I don't think he understands either. So I could just imagine like having that shift from single life to like couple living. And I don't think he understands the implications of what is about to happen. And she is not tidy, and he's very like regimental. So that's, yeah. Then we have Victoria. No, that's not Virginia. We have Virginia and Eric. I feel like when the season started, to me, Eric was like the best person on the show, in my opinion. I thought Eric was really cool. I loved Eric's laugh, and I think like the way that he laughed is what really captured me. But he's a pilot, in the army reserves. I think that's what he says. And I am very wary of people in the military, people that left the military, people that's been discharged from the military, anybody related to the military really scare me, because I know they tend to be very like narrow-minded. I'm so sorry to say, they tend to be very narrow-minded. They don't budge. Whatever they believe, they kind of just stick to it, and it makes it hard to live with people like that, even generally. But then when you put structure with that situation, I am so sorry for Virginia, and I would like to call Virginia Fireball. I think I'm gonna refer to her as Fireball or something, because that girl drinks like a fish. But in today's episode, there was a fireball just right in the middle of the table when they were talking about the progression of their relationship drunk. And I was just like, I'm gonna call her Fireball, because this little girl drinks too much. She's only 26. I am not too sure why she didn't just live out her 20s and enjoy herself before actually deciding to get married, especially if she knows she's gonna go into marriage thinking that she can just be up and down partying. And he ain't having it. He's just like, listen, I don't even think guys and girls can be friends. You're mine now. These are the things that this dude is saying. And I'm just like, Also, I think he's going to be less willing to compromise with her in a lot of things, just because he's been married before. And because he's been married before, he already knows the things that he definitely cannot deal with. And I do believe they're going to fall into a space where she's going to be unwilling to compromise because she's too young. And then he's going to be unwilling to compromise because he's just too stiff. And then we're stuck. Hopefully, like the experts can help counsel them through the process and stuff. But I don't really see this relationship working just because this girl drinks too much. Like on their wedding day, instead of going to greet his parents, this girl was just like, I need a drink first. And to be fair, I do need a drink as well. And today I am drinking Spanish wine. Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's pronounce this correctly. Hacienda de Luna. Valencia Denominación de Origen. Yeah, 2019 wine. This is what I'm drinking. Listen, segue from what I'm talking about. Brexit has just spoiled my plans, my intentions, the things that I like to do. Like, I order my wine from France. Tell me why the company that I order my wine from cannot ship to the UK anymore, or for the foreseeable future, because of Brexit. It made me really sad. But on the flip side, I found this British company that so far, I think this is like my 5th bottle of wine. I've had 2 whites, and I think this is my 3rd red I've opened. And so far, the wines have been pretty good. I don't have any real complaints. The white wines have been like astonishingly really well, and I was able to like really, I could taste the quality in them. I think that's the most impressive thing, because I generally don't like white wine. Virginia, what's her name? Fireball drinks too much, and it's gonna be problematic. Now we go on to one of the interracial couples, and that's Brianna and Vincent. Brianna is with my Dominicano, my Latin guy, Caribbean roots, and he grew up in New York. She's from, I have no ideas. Oh, if I have not said, this season takes place in Atlanta, or the people picked were from Atlanta. But yes, and he's like light skinned, bald with a beard. He seems so soft, but as the season progresses, I can see that he very much has that fiery Latin personality to him. And her family described that as bossy. And at first I was just like, I mean, like, all women are bossy for the most part. Like, I'm bossy. But when I see this girl going on throughout the season, I'm just like, no, she's annoying. She's bossy, but it's so bossy that it's almost as if she doesn't want to relinquish control over to him in certain things. And I'm just like, this Latino is gonna flip on you. Like, I see it coming. At first he was like, oh, if you keep treating me well, blah blah blah, you can boss me around. No, it's annoying. It is annoying because she's treating him like a child. And outside of that, he is gonna become annoyed. Like that's just like, you can't just boss around adults. But outside of that, their relationship is pretty good. In the early parts of the season when they got to Las Vegas, because that's where they're spending their honeymoon. I thought they was gonna take them outside of the States, but then again, the panorama is outside happening. So I guess that was probably like one of the only few states that were allowing people to travel through and through. So they were at Las Vegas, and you know, when they got to Las Vegas, his grandma, Vincent's grandmother, got a heart attack, and Brianna was really there for them. So there for him, sorry. So he just fell in love with the fact that she could be so caring and selfless about the whole situation, especially since it was her honeymoon. And listen, he gave her the bang bang boogie. Is that what we can refer to it on this channel as? Yeah, we could say. He gave her the bang bang boogie, and yeah, she was just like, it was all that. And a bag of chips. Let me drink. Yes. No, we go to the, you know, disclaimer. I think this season is ghetto. Okay, I have been watching Married at First Sight for the last year and a half, and I literally kind of binged like season 8 and 9, and then I watched season 10, 11, and 12 as they came out, right, weekly. From what I have seen, this season is ghetto. If ghetto had a description, it would be Married at First Sight season 12, because first of all, let's discuss that. I feel like every year or every season, they have like one couple where there's this one girl that is just like draws the short end of the stick. Like there's always one douchebag dude, and then this one girl that's stuck with the douchebag dude and just treated so badly, in my opinion. And then you either have like the black couple where the black woman is just underappreciated, in my opinion, or just mistreated, or just given as an option. Can I say that word on here? I'm probably gonna mute that out. Yes, right? So we have Paige and Chris. Now, first of all, Paige is beautiful, but Paige and Chris, you know what? We're not even gonna describe him, because he was out here calling Paige ugly. He was saying, well, he didn't say the words ugly, but he might as well have said it. He doesn't find her attractive. He's talking about her body and objectifying her in such a way that just demeans her as a person. He said all of these things to her bridesmaids, and I'm still trying to figure out what kind of friends are those, because they have yet to tell her. Oh, maybe they did and she just felt like, you know, I made my vows, because I feel like she's very much like, oh, in the beginning, sis was like, oh, I believe I'm ordained to have kids, and I believe that I'm ordained to be married. Girl, all are we, but it doesn't mean that you're supposed to be dealing with stupidness just for marriage and kids. No. That's not what God intended. Marriage is supposed to be a happy thing. Yes, things happen, but not from the beginning with a stranger. You have nothing to build this relationship on. But anyways, I digress. Chris and his daddy and his mama ain't got no sense, don't got no morals. You know how I knew? First of all, Chris's dad is like one of those gropey old men. I said it, gropey old man. Like, he was just like, for a daughter-in-law, you're attractive to me. Ugh, why was my skin peeling while I'm watching this nonsense? Like, what? And then Chris doesn't find his wife attractive, but he likes her body. He liked the badonkadonk, yeah? So they, on their first night together in the hotel room, and he see her put on her little nightwear, you know, like good, her badonkadonk there, badonkadonking. And he is like, he is not attracted to her, but let me see if I can have sex with her. So he has sex with her in the evening, then have sex with her in the morning. And of course, like, sex is made for marriage. Sex is amazing. Have sex. However, you don't have sex in hope of trying to get a connection with someone. That's not how sex works. And he's just like, oh, he then told her he's going to get breakfast. There's more. This guy, this dude, goes down to reception or the kitchen or wherever, cafeteria or whatever, to get the food, and ain't come back for 2 hours. When he came back talking about he had a panic attack because he wasn't attracted to his wife. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? So he, oh, sorry about that. So they, so he tells her this, and now she's humiliated because, one, he's a stranger. Yes, he might be a husband, but this stranger is now telling the world that he doesn't find you as his wife attractive, and he's out there having panic attacks because she's not attractive. Sir, if you could stop being so melodramatic. That's it. So anyways, now she's gone to meet his parents. She says it. His ain't shit mama gonna be like, oh, maybe because he was drinking. No, we had sex in the morning too. Are you saying that alcohol didn't pass through his system? And then she's like, oh, and I'm just like, I hate people that don't know how to call out people and their nonsense generally. Like, you should be able to love someone and still say you're doing crap. Period. Anyway, so he says that the father is just like, oh, like he feels so bad, and Paige is his type, and how blah blah blah. Everybody just there, just doing nonsense. So anyways, we get back to the hotel room. Paige is feeling like crap, and I'm just like, Paige, if you don't pack your bags, listen, I don't leave man for less. Who die a leader for you? Who? My heart goes off a Paige. You know, for the first, you know, in the beginning, I was just like, this is not what's happening. And she is not just accepting this, because I'm like, sis, what's up? Like, what's good? Are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? Why are you still there? So anyways, okay, she made a vow. He kind of apologized eventually. They go on their honeymoon. They get to their honeymoon. Chris has news, but Chris is out there telling everybody and anybody that willing to listen that he has news, but don't want to tell his wife. They sit down for breakfast. He's talking about, oh, I have something to tell you, but I don't think I should tell you because, you know, you don't need to know. I'll deal with. So if you don't start speaking. So no, she's just like, listen, I can't deal with this. You already tell me that you're not attracted to me. Her badonkadonk there doing the badonkadonk stuff. And he's talking about, yeah, I don't really, No, you need to talk. This is a marriage. So then talk. Use your words, use your big boy words, and talk. Speak. So he eventually tells her, he does this melodramatic crap again, and he drags her to the bathroom, and he's just like turning on the faucet and the pipe and the sink and the shower, talking about he's gonna tell her, dude, this is 2021. Everybody know you got a baby on the way. Like, this isn't news. Everyone knew you had a baby on the way before the episode aired. Let's not pretend like the rest of us don't know. We're just waiting for it to come up on TV. So he has a baby on the way. His at the time of the airing, he claimed that the baby was the woman, his ex-fiance. Not no regular woman, ex-fiance. So this is a woman that he's definitely attracted to. This is a woman that he definitely picked for himself, and this is a woman he felt comfortable enough to have unprotected sex with and impregnate 6 weeks before he got married. Because let's be real, any woman that is 6 weeks pregnant is actually, it's like 2 weeks since confirmation of pregnancy. So that was just yesterday. So he felt comfortable enough to know that he was going through this process to still have sex with her, get her pregnant. And this is a woman that he initially chose for himself. So you can believe that she probably have the right qualities that he's looking for. She looks the way he wants her to look. And he loved her to an extent to want to get married to her. Problem number 1. Well, problem number 5, considering their relationship started off on the rocks anyways. So he has a baby on the way. Now Paige is feeling like an ass, and Paige needs to go home. Paige needs to be on a flight out. She spoke to Brianna, and Brianna was like, oh, you know, this is your life. This is a decision that you have to live with. And I'm like, Brie, tell her. Talk to her. Then this girl is just like, he comes out with some dinner, didn't plan nothing for her, came to the one regular restaurant, everybody got rooftop type of settings, and Paige got a regular floor, like we ain't got no money type of settings. Anyways, they're at dinner, and he's talking about, oh, my wife is before my kid, and anyone else is God than my wife. And I'm just like, first of all, I don't have kids, but anybody with kids know that kids be taking up time. Period. Like, kids take up time. So, yeah, it's you, then your wife, but you have a whole kid. This is a whole human being that about to be out there crying and bawling and wanting things. So anyway, she's there laughing. She lapped that shit up. And I'm just like, I need to stop with my language. But I'm just like, Paige, you need to leave. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I understand that she made her views, and to an extent, her vows, sorry, and to an extent, I blame the black church because she keeps talking about, oh, I made my vows. Yes, you made your vows, but God don't bless mess. He does not, and this is messy, and I don't understand how all of these interviews happen and all of these interviews happen and all of these, what's that thing called? Testings and all of this happened for him to get on the show, and we don't know that he also having sex with his ex-fiance. Like, did he even have time to heal from a broken relationship? Let's start there. And I feel like you're just messing up. If this is real, you're just messing up someone's life, because everyone in the internet, everyone in the world can see this, can see that this is how he's out there embarrassing her, and not everyone is gonna be sympathetic to her pain. But okay, whatever. So she decides to stay. She wants to work on it. And I'm just like, sis, you need to chuck up the deuces, pack your bag, run. Don't look back, say foot help body, go home. Go home. Dissolve those papers. Dissolve them. If you dissolve them fast enough. But apparently, the tea is, if she comes out of her contract too early, she has to pay $100,000. But the gag is, if she came out of her contract, people would help her pay for that. Like, that Gorilla Glue girl got how much ever money? You think the rest of the black population, black Twitter, black Instagram, black Facebook, black everybody ain't gonna help you pay the fee to come out of that marriage? Sis. Are you not embarrassed? Me, the thing is, like, I feel sometimes I'm like, my ego alone, because everyone has one. The fact that everybody could see this happening to me would make me chuck up the deuces real quick. I'd be like, nope. Because I love myself too much to deal with something like that, much less to deal with it publicly. I think that's the part that's just pissing me off, is the fact that it's so public that it's almost as if, like, he's embarrassing her in front of more than just the people on the show. He's embarrassing her in front of the world. And then she's taking this and devaluing herself in front of the world. Like, where is your self-love page? Anyways, that brings us up to scratch with what has happened so far. So let's go on to episode 6. So the episode 6 starts out with a recap of all that happened before. And then we go into a space where the girls are out with each other and the boys are out with each other. So, like, the boys are learning how to play craps. I think that's what it's called. In Las Vegas, and they're all having fun together, drinking, whatever. And then the girls are out drinking. I don't remember what they were doing, but I do remember them eating seafood. And I'm on this pescatarian journey for all of February, and I'm surprisingly enjoying all of it. So so I was just like, ooh, those shrimps look good, the mussels, the lobster tails. I was like, yes. So they're out with each other, and they're talking about each other's spouses, both genders or what's not. And I'm just gonna peruse through quickly what each spouse had to say. So Eric and Virginia. Eric is pretty excited. He was so excited. First of all, he was drunk. He was just like, ugh, Virginia and I were just, he couldn't find words, because one, it's been all about 4 or 5 days. 2, he's drunk, like, he has no words. But then Virginia, who, she's not new to this, she's true to this, moving out there drinking, came out of the womb saying cheers. She's like, I think he's jealous. She speaks about that, and she speaks about just the problems that she's noticed. But what I've also seen is, I feel like the majority, well, it don't even matter. She just speaks about the fact that he's a bit jealous about certain things and stuff like that. So then we go on to Vincent and Brianna. I think Vincent is halfway in love, but he did mention her bossiness because obviously it will get overbearing. It is kind of annoying, and I think she needs to just roll back, you know, just take it back a few notches and try not to become so overbearing and allow her man to be a man in the relationship. Like, he never said that he couldn't find money or anything. He said he couldn't find love. So let's just trust him a bit with some autonomy over his life, and then you guys just come together, especially since he's a stranger. There's nothing you can really, you need to get to know him first and fully understand him before you could do anything. So whatever. Then there's Ryan and Clara, and the both of them are like, oh, it's good, it's good. Ryan's like, oh, so far it's good, and Clara is just like, it's good. But Clara did mention a love thing, and she didn't mention that he's never said I love you to anyone, which is problematic. It is very problematic because apparently he's been in long-standing relationships that have stretched for over years and stuff like that, and for him to never have felt the need to say that I love you, it is problematic. It is very problematic. I don't see why they would have paired her with someone, because apparently she falls in love too easily and he can't say I love you. So we'll see what happens with that. Then we have, jump to Jacob and Haley. I don't think Haley finds him interesting, and you know they did discuss like intimacy and like had they had sex, and Haley was just like, we did some stuff. Basically that's what she said, you know, we did some stuff. But I think that the D was trash. Like the way she described their interaction. She basically said like it wasn't no good, the sex wasn't no good. And I'm not surprised, because this dude eats steak and eggs and cheese. And I ain't telling anybody that they should not eat meat, but he's nearing 40, which means his testosterone levels have dropped, biologically speaking. And it means that he probably needs a bit more vavavoom, and the vavavoom is in vegetables and fruits. I think his intestines must be the most unhealthiest thing ever seen on humans. Like, he needs like a proper purge. He needs like some, you know how us Caribbean people do it. He needs some vegetable juices and stuff like that to just get shit moving. Pun intended. But he needs to do that. Okay, but then we talk about Chris, and Chris is like the first one. I don't know why he doesn't stop talking about his gonads, but he's out here talking about his gonads. He's always talking about anything related to his gonads. It's annoying. So he's just like, have any of you been intimate? So mind your business. You have a baby on the way. We know you've been intimate. Suave. ¿Qué te pasa? What's wrong? Like, what is wrong? So anyways, yeah, so then we go on into what did I write down here? Oh, then we're going to the confessionals, and Virginia is out here commenting on Chris's and Paige's relationship. And the episode before that, she had something to say about, wait, is the baby yours? And telling Paige that she have 9 months to get comfortable with the news. I did snicker at that because that makes for good television, but she needs to mind her business. She needs to mind your business, please. She needs to mind her business. But it makes for very good television. It makes me snicker. It's cute. It's funny. But yeah, and she's in her conventionals, and all I could think about was, this girl sounds drunk. Why is she slurring around? I can't relate picture. Like, sis, why are you slurring your words? Like, what's wrong? And then Clara's on the side talking about, you're a better woman than me. And I'm just like, Clara, me too. Because Paige got the patience of a saint. Because I was gone. I would, listen, I would dip out. I'd be like, you know that church, excuse me? Like, I'll be gone. Like, what? Like, no, this is not the happiness God wants for you. It is not. It is not. I know not everything good happens to, you know, like he says, he rains on the just and the unjust. But guess what? It's too early in this marriage for them. Like, they're experiencing things that people in 10-year marriages experience. Like, sis, it's been 4 days. It's been 4 days. It's been 4 days. So then Chris is out here talking about loving Paige and liking Paige and respecting Paige. And I'm like, Chris, why you out here lying? Why you always lying? Why you always lying? And I'm just like, I cannot. Talking about his wife is first. And I'm just like, I cannot. Like, I genuinely cannot. So then Eric is just like getting involved. I don't even know why he's getting involved. Because I'm just like, I understand what he's saying. But I'm just like, Eric, you two need to mind your business. Period. And he's just like, step up and be a man. And while I agree with him, I'm just like, Eric, mind your business. Because your wife is an alcoholic. Potentially. Allegedly. So then we get to a scene where Paige and Chris are talking about her dog, and she's out here willing to become a bonus mom or whatever that, like, this fancy name for being a stepmother. I realize you millennials, even though I am one, you millennials have created a name for people that are stepmothers. It's a stepmother talking about, oh, I don't mind being a bonus mom. No, I think it is. Paige is like an old school like woman. She's like, oh, it's together. And Paige and Chris is just like, listen, we're not the same. And in everything that he does, he points out that we're not the same. He points out that he's not with her. He points out that he's not connected to her. He points out all these things. There's a point in this episode where he's talking about Paige praying for him as a result of what happened when they went ATV riding. So they go ATV riding, and Clara and Fireball is out here talking to Chris about how he's treating Paige, because visibly Paige has even become sad. Like, she's not smiling, she's not laughing, she's really quiet. And this is not the emotional strain you need on a honeymoon. This is supposed, like, normally this is the happiest time the couples usually are, because they're out basically on holiday, and then two, they're out with a stranger just having fun, trying to find out why were we matched. And she's out here having to deal with the fact that her husband only likes her bottom, her badonkadonk, and that he has a baby on the way. And that must be the most uncomfortable thing. And you have to watch, you have to do this, all of this in front of camera. It's like you can't even discuss it separately, really. You have to discuss certain things on camera so that us, the public, can see. And it means that everyone sees the embarrassing moments that you're going through. And this girl has yet to cry. Fireball got into an argument with Chris, which I don't even see why Chris was back and forth with women, but that's neither here nor there. Fireball gets into an argument with Chris, and Fireball is out here crying. Paige, why are you not crying? Why are you not showing, like, black women are always trying to be like strong and black, like sometimes be weak and black. Like, cry, cry. Let people see that you're hurting. Because she out there just, oh, the Lord will not give me more than I can bear. Yes! We get it. But cry. Like, let people know that this is hurting. Because the only thing you've done is gone quiet and look really sad. So, you need to cry. Period. Like, And then we have Vincent and Brianna, and Vincent is visibly upset because of Brianna's attitude, #bossy. And, you know, I think they made some headway. I think this couple is definitely going to work as long as Brianna and Vincent are willing to openly dialogue the way they did, or the way they described that they did. Because she did, you know, like, think about what she did, and it was a very constructive conversation, very mature, very self-reflective. So I think their relationship will definitely work because the both of them are willing to put in the work. So yeah, then we get to the big dinner. This is where all of this kicked off, and everybody's out here fighting. Well, not fighting, but like throwing words across the table. So when we go back to dinner, Chris apologizes to everyone about his conduct, or his conduct earlier that day in relation to the ATV riding and stuff like that. And you know, everyone kind of accepts his apology or whatever. Fireball and Eric are late, so they turn up, and you know, Eric is ready to address Chris because Chris had some choice of words to exchange with Fireball earlier that day at the ATV ride. He called her a drunkard. He called her a drunk. And obviously, as a husband, I can see Eric defending Fireball to Chris, because as a husband, it is his responsibility to ensure that she's protected. And I don't feel like men and women are supposed to be going back and forth. Like, this is not your wife. You don't be out here cussing somebody else's wife. Like, I don't know where you pick up that type of behavior from, but okay. Okay. So yeah, Eric is definitely pulling Chris up on his behavior and his demeanor to his wife, which is fair enough. Fully agree. And I don't think Eric came in an aggressive way. I just think Eric came in a very assaultive, like stern, like anything you need to speak to, anytime you need to say anything to Fireball, you just come through me, because Chris don't have no behavior. His mouth is loose, because as soon as he got offended, he just started to insult her. Even though it might be true, he was insulting her nonetheless. And I feel like Eric did the right thing, which was defend his wife. And and Chris apparently wasn't having it, but I think Paige needs to open her eyes. I'm just like, Paige, are you okay? I literally wrote down, Paige, are you okay, in capital letters, because I feel like Chris has anger issues. And you don't know a man until you live with him, but you also don't know a man until you've seen him sad, happy, with no money, and angry. And Chris has anger issues, or he doesn't, and if it's not anger issues, he just doesn't know how to control his anger or how to control his emotions. And he blows up at everything. Like, everything does not have to turn to blows, and this is essentially what he does. But Paige needs to run. End of story. Like, I don't even know what's happening, but Paige, you need to pack your bags up and leave. Don't you dare come running back to me. That's what Paige needs to go. Paige needs to go. Like she needs to go. And when she turn up at the house, she'll be like, how did you get here? How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. I don't know what she's waiting on. I don't know if what call she's waiting on, you know. But she needs to go. She needs to go, like, ASAP Rocky. And then we go into the conversation that Paige and Chris had about parenting with his ex-fiance, and the fact that he's been discussing this with his ex-fiance unknown to Paige, and she's offended about it, because, as she should, because this is our honeymoon. The baby is 6 weeks old. Start over. This is no baby, this is a fetus. The fetus is 6 weeks old, and he's out here talking about how parenting is going. Like, you could have just enjoyed your honeymoon with your wife at the time. I don't see why the conversation needs to be had. And I feel like the fact that he's married, this is a conversation that his wife and his ex-fiance need to have, sit down in front of each other's faces and draw out what the boundaries are. I feel like Paige, do you know what? I just want someone needs to tap Paige on the shoulder and be like, "Cup, just you know, like, do you need help? Like, do you want me to help you pack?" We be always putting the Lord's name in our nonsense. This is not what he wants for you, Paige. Like, this is not what he wants for you. So you need to get it together, sis. Like, you're beautiful. You're smart, you're attractive. Do not let somebody's boy child have you out there acting like a kunumuno. Cause Chris is trash. Basura. He is trash. Chris is trash. He acted like trash. Therefore, he's trash. Like, don't have him out here treating you less than. Like, if you believe in God, you know that God died to save you. You are special. Don't be out here, God is dude, treating you like you're nothing, because you're something. But anyways, we then go into the previews where things have occurred between Brianna and Vincent, and I literally wrote down, Brianna needs to relax. Like, she just needs to suave. Haley and Jacob, they're like almost like oil and water, but he's awkward, and I don't think Haley is as awkward as she needs to be with him, and as a result, it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. As a result, it's not gonna work. She's not as quirky as he is. She's not into the 80s. He's on his own, really. And then Chris, in one of the previews, I don't know if this is an episode, next week's episode or something, but Paige, it appears that Paige flips, and I'm just like, Paige put down her grace and she handled him with her tongue, and you know she can repent later, but it is okay. Sometimes you gotta rest it down and just deal with people, because some people don't know how to respond to you when you're being nice. You know, this is not correct. Like, Lord knows, I know it's not correct, but when she said it, I was like, Grace, come through with the backbone. All you have to do now is pack. All you have to do now is pack. But yeah, so this is my review of Married at First Sight season 12, episodes 1 to 6. And guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. Like, what should Paige be doing, and what do you think about the other couples? Tell me what you think. Let's have a discussion in the comment section, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're rocking with my content and rocking with this look, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. If you love to see me create any makeup look and speak about any topic, just leave your suggestions in the comment section down below, and I'll be definitely picking those up. And remember, stay beautiful inside and out.